Hi everyone, and welcome back to another week of neuroscience literature. I found my article through Neuroscience News on the topic of consciousness. Here, researchers discuss a hidden consciousness that is detectable with electrical encephalogram days after brain injury. What defines consciousness? The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines consciousness as a state of being aware of something within oneself. Well, that's a pretty vague definition. In a scientific sense, we look to brain activity and its electrical response to define this. Nature magazine had published an article during July 2019 decoding the neuroscience of consciousness. Here, the author states that newly developed techniques for measuring brain activity are enabling scientists to refine their theories about what consciousness is, how it forms in the brain, and where boundaries lie between being conscious and unconscious. So relating this back to the primary article, researchers at Columbia University found that the close analysis of EEG data shows that 1 in 7 brain-injured ICU patients displayed evidence of hidden consciousness days after injury. I was a bit confused on the use of the word hidden, considering that these waves are evident through the EEG recordings. However, I later learned that these waves are unique in the sense that brain activity was present for the few that had acute brain injuries. The researchers state that the individuals that display this type of consciousness during their unconscious state are more likely to recover from their brain injury. The researchers studied a series of patients that had acute brain injury in the same ICU. Brain injuries were sustained due to hemorrhage, trauma, or oxygen deprivation. None were paralyzed, however, they were unable to speak and could not mechanically respond to commands. The researchers applied machine learning to the EEG recordings to detect a brain activation in response to commands such as opening and closing your left or right hand. This defines the hidden consciousness expressed earlier. They were able to find 15% of their unresponsive patients to have brain activation detected 4 days after injury. 50% of those individuals with brain activation had improved conditions. One limitation in the study included the varied causes of brain injury. Even so, the results could help provide a better prediction for those that have acute brain injuries. From what I briefly read during the creation of today's video, I've seen that scientists have a number of theories when trying to define consciousness. It is clear that consciousness is more than actively being awake and aware. Conscious experience is comprised of a number of processes and sensations that comprise of our awareness of the external world and our internal self. As neuroscientists, we see brain activity in response to sensory stimuli as a form of consciousness. These are my sources, and thank you for watching.